Hi, everybody. It's Matt from Discover College Soccer. I hope you're enjoying the podcast, whether that's on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I also wanted to let you know about the Discover College Soccer Study Table. This is our brand new online portal that is complete with a 14-part online course giving you all of the ins and outs of the college soccer recruiting process. There's also a wealth of resources such as checklists, templates. There's the spreadsheets that have every soccer program in the country along with their coaches, their contact information, their social media information, some basic stats about the school, and more. Plus, there's an online community where you can ask your questions, share your wins, your losses, any questions that you may have around the college soccer recruiting process. It's all there at the Discover College Soccer study table that you can find at discovercollegesoccer.com/study table, and hopefully we will see you there. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Discover College Soccer. Today, I'm lucky enough to be joined by Coach Myhre from Anderson University in Indiana. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you having me and looking forward to talk.
Yeah, me too. I knew of Anderson a little bit when I was coaching down in southwestern Indiana. You guys are just kind of on the northeastern side of Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, about an hour north of Indy, so small Division III Christian school, and been here now 13 years going on. So it's been a great place, and excited to share more about our program and what we have to offer.
Yeah, it's great. Well, let's talk about recruiting. We're here in the midst of the college showcase season. At least it's been busy down here in Bradenton, I can tell you. So are you, when it comes to the recruiting calendar as a Division III, kind of what does that look like for you? Have you already closed 23s and you're just looking at 24s, still wrapping up the 23 class? Kind of what's your normal cadence there?
Yeah, basically once we hit January of that next year, really turn the page, and so really heavily involved looking at our 24s right now, and then sprinkling 25s if they reach out to us. Our Thankfully for this year, our 23 class is pretty much wrapped up. One or two still trying to decide, but we have a really good group coming in and excited to have them join team and family in the fall. And it's makes our life a little bit easier where we can then really concentrate on the 24s and a lot of, trying to get them either first visits or second visits on campus. Last couple of weekends, a lot of showcases up here that we were out and around, and then we'll hit a little bit of some spring break period where it's a little bit lighter. Some league games start here in Indiana when we have club soccer in the spring, and then late April, early May, some big showcases, state cup, all the different, those types of events. And then brings us into the summer where it's, we'll do a couple ID camps, do some high school team camps, and then really in the fall, try to attack, all right, we'll get some offers out late spring. Some, if they want to do some overnights late spring, even go to classes, do some recruit weekends heavily in the fall to get them that college experience, just being on the team, seeing a game, being around. And then, our goal is hopefully by like mid-fall to end of the fall, have offers out, get people, once they get their financial aid packages, scholarships, academically honors program, and try to wrap it up by Christmas time and then start that next page again. So
Wow. Okay. You guys are dialed in. I love it. Well, you talked about showcases and tournaments. I know there's the wonderful park that Indianapolis has with all the showcases. So, what are some of the main tournaments and places that you like to go to each year?
so we're very fortunate that Grand Park's just about an hour away from us and hosts a lot of different either regional events, club events, and so we're main one, especially in the January February timeframe. The other weekend was Ohio League down in Ohio, Circle City in Indiana. Our sort of we see in the niche market, it's sort of like our region, and so really heavily Indianapolis area, the state of Indiana, then out into Ohio, we spend a lot of time. Coming up will be Blue Chip and Crossroads, and then state cups for Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and then we'll do an occasional Michigan high school game or Illinois high school because they're in the high school season right now. But yeah,
Okay.
those are sort of our, we found our, those are going to come to Anderson in that 2 to 4 hour radius and getting them, go see them play. And then it's nice at Grand Park. It's, hey, come play either a league game or something, then come visit campus as well as part of it.
Yeah, that's a great combination to be able to do that. You mentioned ID camps earlier. How important are those to your overall recruiting process? Do you or your staff work other camps as well, or just the ones you guys put on?
Yeah. Our ID camps are awesome. It's an opportunity for them to be, coach with us, see our style of coaching, style of play. Our girls are a huge aspect of that, where they're there coaching, interacting with them. They spend some time with the players, just like, hey, like, all right, it's get in small groups, talk about the program, ask them any questions. Allows us to have some time with the parents as well to do an overview of just the program, the culture, who we are, and seeing campus. So I think probably at least like maybe 80% of the girls coming in have come to one of our ID camps. We've hosted those typically in February. We'll have a summer one, and then like later November, December, sort of wrapping up if some seniors haven't been on campus or we haven't seen them play yet. And then we'll do some other ID camps. Some of the ones where they'll bring in college coaches from a lot of different schools. We're put on by outside organizations. And then over the summer, we'll do this a couple other high school camps that will work. We host a high school team camp, which has been great for us. So yeah, a little variety of both. We want to be out there and have people on campus, but also go out, meet the recruits where they're at, and share about the program.
Okay, awesome. Well, whether it's at an ID camp or any of those amazing events you talked about, what's your kind of hierarchy of things you're looking for in a player, whether that's on the field stuff or off the field stuff?
Yeah, we sort of broken down this idea of like an acronym just called like, all right, is this going to be sort of an impact player into the team and program? And first, the I is like is an institutional fit. So we're a small Christian school, variety of majors, and so are they looking for that type of environment, community that I think really Anderson offers? Um, and then just sort of one thing we call like an MVT, most valuable teammates. So has the mentality that they're going to work hard, sharpen each other on and off the field, set that example, and really just want to be bought in relationally too. And it's not about me, it's about my teammates and how I can be there to help them improve. Then the P is just like the passion, the love for the game, but they're going to work hard. Someone that's just like motivated just to get better each and every day. A is the athleticism. So, good speed of play. Now, are they strong on the ball, quick and fast on the field, good recovery runs? Then their competitive mindset. They're someone that's just going to grind it out each day, wants to be the best version of themselves. And when we say like be a champion every day in every way. So it's on the field, off the field, who they are as a person. And then the T is just the technical and tactical. So, do they have a good first touch? Can they play, 1 and 2 touch, cut away, turn away from pressure? And then the tactics of really reading the game, good vision of the field, making even those off ball runs, and all of an attack, all of an defense. Even if you're a forward, are you pressing high? We like our outside backs and even defenders get into the final third in those areas. So it's sort of a complete package. And then finally, it's like, all right, just in our mix of our team, do they get along to that? So we really treat it as a family environment that's they're close. They do a lot of things together, and really invest in each other's relationships, and then in their faith as well.
No, that's great. Well, as a parent, one of my biggest things is always, okay, what's this going to cost me, right? You talked about the financial aid packages and stuff, and as a D3 school, I think most people know there's, with no athletic money, the academic and other merit aid tends to factor in a large part of that. So without giving, I'm not holding you to hard numbers here because I know they're always changing, but can you just give me an overview of what it would cost to attend, what a normal player might be looking at from an aid perspective?
Yeah. Typically an average cost tuition, room and boards been in the mid 40s last couple of years in there. And they have great academic scholarships. They range from $8,000 to $18,000. If you have a 3.75 or higher at the $18,000 mark. And then there's an honors program that you're invited to. Just going through the interview process, you get additional scholarship money. And then if you're in the honors program, which is at least 2/3 of our team is, going into next year, which we're excited about, you'll get additional honors money. And then we have a church matching scholarship, where sometimes if church sort of sponsors or donates towards a person, will match up to $1,500 of that. So it'll be $3,000. We have a Christian high school scholarship, which is $5,000. And then a couple of majors right now, education, anything in like the sciences, biology, chemistry, and then engineering. There's additional like a $5,000 scholarship for those majors in there. And so and then you get your financial aid package based on your, estimated contributions and all of that family wise. Right. But it's nice where, we're looking at those high academic kids who can get, that top 18 plus maybe honor scholarships at either a major or another high school on top of that. And you're at least cutting that down to half and, hoping to get a little bit under that as well.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Well, let's talk a little bit more about the school. You got some great insight having been there as long as you have. So what are some of the awesome things you like about Anderson that maybe I'm not going to learn just by going through the website?
Yeah. I think the number one thing we talk about is just the sense of community that people here, they're at a small school in an environment to really help people grow, both on and off the field or in and outside the classroom. And so really the idea of how do we help you sort of transform to who you're meant to be, walk alongside you and be prepared for that next step in game of life. From an academic perspective, some really strong programs here. We have a phenomenal nursing program, which actually works well with soccer. They might make sure they do both of those and they do it well. And typically our strongest students have been our strongest athletes as well. And so it's really hands-on. They got a lot of clinical experiences and they'll do like a capstone research. They're going in 2 weeks, the seniors, on a medical sort of nursing missions trip that's built into the curriculum. And we have 2 seniors in it, and they're basically job offers and all of that, like really good to get that next step. A lot of opportunities going from here. Education is another strong major. Then we have anything from the biology, exercise science, pre-athletic training, psychology, and then newer engineering program, but it's really grown. We've had one women's soccer player go through it, so not huge for the women's side, but another opportunity. And then national security studies and criminal justice are other key ones that we've really sort of focused on the last couple of years. I think the school itself, whenever someone comes on campus, they said it's a little bit bigger than expected. So when they're on campus, it feels a college campus. I mean, it's good distance, 10, 15 minutes walking, and so you feel like you're just not in a small, couple building dorms. From an athletic facility side, we have an all grass soccer field that's just for soccer, a great stadium that the last couple of years you keep adding to it. So you've added stadium bleachers, banners, pavilion area, long-term looking to get lights to that, and then have a indoor wellness facility that has an indoor track, lots of things in the winter, both basketball services that we can play on that's futsal court wise. And so I think you have a lot of the amenities here where it's like you're going to get that great experience. But even on the student life side, a lot of activities, a lot of the athletes support each other. So going to games, different events. Intramurals is really big here. So in our off season, a lot of the girls are on basketball teams, volleyball teams. This past year, we had the finals of basketball were 2 soccer teams against each other, which is always fun to, hey, either way, it's a win-win for us. And then CAB is our campus activity board. They'll plan an event each weekend. They've done at the beginning of the year, it's called Disco Dancing and Donuts, which is just always a fun one. They did laser tag in the library over the winter. They did like a bond, like sort of a game night, card night. And so it's nice. There's something always, sorry, fall is busy with soccer and everything else. But then outside of that, things get involved in. And then a lot of our players that are involved in after school, sort of like a tutoring, mentoring program. And so that's nice where they go in, they're paired up one-on-one with a student, just to really just relate, help them with reading, math, studying. A great way to give back to the local community and a lot of other service opportunities from there. And then from a campus ministry side, great way to plug in growing your faith, if it's Hall Bible studies, different small groups around campus. And so we want that to be an important part of their college experience too, and growing in their intellect, character, of faith while they're over here these 4 years.
No, that's amazing. Well, you kind of mentioned a little bit about the academic side of things. Some schools tell you nursing and a sport don't mix, so it's good to hear that it does at Anderson. So, but just in general, how do the players really kind of balance the demands of their sport and their studies, and what kind of support systems does the school have to help?
Yeah, a lot of them say they need soccer to help them just to be disciplined, like they're more, managing their time better when they have structure, have classes. I always remind like recruits in college, you're in class a couple hours per day, or in high school, you're in class 7 hours, maybe a class, and then you might have practice, club, or something afterwards. So it's really in those off times, what are you doing? Are you studying, staying up with your work? Most of our classes are done by 3 o'clock, which is nice. We typically practice around 4. So there might be an afternoon, or there could be a lab or an occasional evening course. But if it's, hey, you go to class, you come to practice afterwards, or if you need to leave practice early, then you go to class. So I think school does a great job helping them manage that. The professors know that college, like their athletics, is an important part of their college experience. And so as long as they're showing up to class, being conscientious, hey, like I'm going to miss on Wednesday, maybe afternoon, they'll work with them, and a lot of the professors are even out at our games and events really supporting them. And so I think it's, yeah, definitely freshman fall. We say it's like, all right, take it first couple of weeks, get adjusted. We have study hours, 3 hours per week for freshmen where they go in, just either study, get a tutor, or they can do a small group review session. And then after that, based on their GPA, we monitor, do an individualized plan. And this last year, the college actually, they created academic success coaches, which has been awesome. And so they're for the whole campus, but they also are intentional where they're paired up with sports teams. And so this past fall, they met with our freshmen every other week, just checking in, just not even on class stuff, but adjustment, how are things going? And it's been a good resource to have just someone on more of the academic faculty side that can reach out as well and be an advocate for them.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit more about the team and the soccer side of things, and I guess it goes a little bit back to recruiting, but is there a roster size that you find is ideal that you're trying to hit each year?
Yeah. Um, we normally try to like focus around like high 20s, 30s, but we will carry a little bit larger number just depending on the year. So this past year, low 30s will be mid 30s this upcoming fall. But we keep it as one team. So everyone trains, travels, practices, and then we get what we call just extra games. And so we'll play a game on Wednesday, sometimes get a game on Thursday, and then those who just didn't get a lot of game time will then get game time on Thursday. So that way everyone's training, developing. It's helpful for moving around position. Hey, let's try it out in here. For goalies, that way, if you have a couple of them, they're at least getting action. So that's really helped us, and it's helped too. Just I think just the team culture of hey, like we're all in this together, and no matter what, if it's a Wednesday game or a Thursday game, it all matters, and we're all there to support and encourage. And great just to see everyone grow where they're at and continually just develop as people and players.
No, that's nice to be able to offer that. What about your staff? How big is your staff? What is everybody's role there?
So on campus, really full time is myself, and then we have grad assistants, which have really been great. Where they're here for 2 years, getting their MBA, and really treat them as almost a full time assistant coach, where they're helping plan practice, break down film, meet with recruits, and then we'll do even just like individual player meetings, typically every like 2 weeks, check in with them, and that rotates. That's been a great help. And then we have last fall we had 3 sort of part-time guys that would come a couple days a week. 2 of them are club high school coaches, one's a former grad assistant. And so it's great always at practice, have extra hands, extra eyes, just to, hey, what do you see, share different information, bounce things off of. And so it's one of the part-time ones is a goalkeeper coach. He's great, does a really good job. The goalie's been around for a while, and it's nice because he just, he coaches high school, comes, and then afterwards he just knows, right, what away. Does a great job with the keepers, and then sometimes they'll practice and do like some build out stuff with our team as well. So yeah, thankful for a lot of hands helping out. Sure, all share roles, but really value what they bring to the program and team.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, how would you describe your style of coaching and the team's overall kind of style of play?
Yeah, I think my coaching is very sort of like instructional, but structured. Like there's sort of a system, a style, how we want to play. We call it like possession to penetrate. So we want to move the ball around, switch the point of attack. That's good combinations into the final third. On the details, I mean, it's if you're 5, if you're 20, soccer's still soccer. So the cutting, the passing, the turning. So we do a lot of the technical stuff in the beginning, just how can we perfect it, how we can get a little bit better on those, and then build it up to more of our day before a game, go from the tactical side if it's working on runs, patterns, plays, or offense, defense from there. And then big about just having, them come in the office, let's watch film, let's talk through things. People learn in different ways. So some people need to see it. Some people need to talk through it. Some people need to all right, ask questions. And so really want to equip them with the tools from an even scouting report standpoint. We want to be the most prepared. Just, hey, we have our game plan. We know what we want to do. We know what's going to maybe come at us. And then that's the nice thing about soccer is the freedom too of, hey, we prepare them. Here's options, ideas. Now it's game day. So free to play. And that's the fun thing. It's like, we're not micromanaging during games. It's we're helping them prepare them. And then it's the player's game. And then assessing that and how they continually grow and develop from there. So I think, yeah, overall instructional role, really relative to where it's like, hey, I want to be there for them. Doors always open. Come in if you need anything. and just not even soccer wise, but school wise, life wise as well.
Okay. Well, we're talking here in March, so it's the off season. What does your typical off season look like for that spring semester?
Yeah. So once they get back in January, basically there's like an 8 week conditioning period time. They're doing speed and agility, lifting a couple days a week. They play pickup futsal as a group on typically Sunday nights. Do a couple like small group runs. So there's treadmill runs, speed and agility, some track work. Uh, there's a fitness class that they can be part of as well that helps. That way they can just all work out if they want to take that. If they get credit for it and everything. And then we're wrapping that up off-season conditioning this week, and then we have spring break, and then after spring break we go 5 weeks of training. Currently it's 3 days a week, and then we have 1 day to play in the spring, and then next year it's actually going to open up and they're giving us a couple more days, which we're excited about. So that'll be nice to do maybe some like small group technical sessions in that February timeframe, and then go bigger as it gets nicer and we can get outside more.
Yeah, I think every Division III coach I've talked to is very excited about those extra days. Well, Coach, we've talked about a lot of different things, and I've switched up the way I end these, so I'm hopefully I'm not putting you too much on the spot here. But can you give me, one piece of advice, one informational nugget, just one thing that you think all parents or recruits should know about the college recruiting process? Something that you just feel strongly about that you definitely want to share.
Yeah. I mean, remember that it's a search process. And so keep a lot of options open. If there's somewhere that you're interested in or somewhere, like, reach out. It never hurts just to go look at a place or come visit or have a phone call. And so I think, take the initiative, be engaged, be involved. And that way there's no like stone left unturned, where it's like you keep all your options open. You're always going to learn something from a place where, hey, this is something that I like. Maybe this is something that, I don't like, or I want to make sure that there's something in that college experience. So I think yeah, really be invested, be involved. You're going to get out of it what you put into it, just like in anything in life. And so really, and be involved, be invested, and just enjoy the process too. Like, I think a lot of people are stressed about it, where it's take it one day at a time. There's no, there is eventually an end point, but that's why I start a little bit early, and then we're all here to help and support them. So it's like, hey, if even it's not here, we want you to have a good experience. And how can I help you for that next place as well?
Yep. No, that's great advice. Well, Coach, wish you the best of luck in the fall, and really thank you for being here. And if you get down to any of the Florida events down here in Bradenton, give me a shout and we'll definitely get together. All right.
Sounds great. Thanks, Matt. Really
All right.
appreciate the time.
Thank you.